A good afternoon to you, and many thanks for joining us on the program Security Focus. It's a weekly program where we talk about security issues in Anambra State, and like we always say, the top priority of Governor Willie Obiano's administration is to ensure that the security of lives and properties in the state remains safe. Now, when we talk about security, we know that there must always be deviants in the society, people who would break the rules, people who would not keep to the acceptable rules and establishments of any society. And then that's why you have reform centers, you have prisons that take corrective measures for prisoners, for people that break the law. Today with us in the studio on the program Security Focus, we have the pleasure of having the Controller Prison Services Anambra State, Barrister Emmanuel Mwakeze in the studio. So many thanks for being with us, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Good. We've given a brief introduction of what your unit does, which is hold people that have been reprimanded or people that have broken the rules one way or the other. The Chief Judge of Anambra State, I read it over the news, for the past few weeks has been doing something he calls jail delivery. What does that mean?
Okay. Thank you. First of all, our work is not only just holding people in custody.
Okay, what is it?
In addition to that, we also try to look at the causes of the antisocial behavior.
Okay.
By looking at their past life, what actually transpired that made them to come into crime.
Okay.
And again, having identified the antecedents, what next? How do we make them better persons so that on discharge they can be useful persons in the society? It's a part of our work, among others.
Okay.
But these are the fulcrum.
The fulcrum of what you do.
Yes.
So find out what causes someone to commit a crime.
Yes.
And then also ensure that you're keeping them in custody for that.
Yes, and then how is him reformed?
Okay.
And integrated into the society.
Back into the society.
Yes.
Okay, I think we'll talk about that reintegration when we talk about this jail delivery, because I knew that jail delivery, in my own layman's sense, means releasing people from prison. But what does that mean?
Yes, but in legal parlance, let me say, this is a special power conferred to the Chief Judge under the Criminal Justice Release from Custody Special Provision.
Okay.
Cap C 40.
Okay.
Law of Federation of Nigeria 2004.
Okay.
Under that law, the Chief Judge is empowered to go into the prison with the view to finding people who have either overstayed, who were detained, and they have overstayed, or their condition is such that is threatening their life. They maybe they health challenges. And these categories of people, or they have one other challenge or the other, or juveniles that under normal condition are not expected to be in adult prison, or other ones that may have terminal ill health that may likely, if nothing is done to salvage the person, may end in death.
Okay. The
idea, the Chief Judge will now bring this and look at them, look at their warrants, to know whether he will discharge the person outright or reduce the bail condition. Some people have bail condition, but the bail condition is so stringent that they cannot meet up in such a bail condition. The Judge will review. Others, maybe the DPP had kept them, they are still looking for their file, or the file is within the police, and you check, maybe the person has overstayed the number of time. He ought to have, assuming he was found guilty.
Assuming he was sentenced originally.
Yes.
Okay.
So the Chief Judge will now, under this power, grant them, release such people. And that visit, the idea is that the whole court, like if it's coming to Oka now,
yes,
all the court in Oka Judicial Division will sit in the prison, all the judges and magistrates.
Okay.
And it is just a court.
Okay.
Sitting in the court now moved from the normal court
rooms, the normal court premises to the prison
yard
itself.
All the courts in that judicial division will be there.
Okay.
Or they will sit there.
Okay.
With the Chief Judge presiding. That exercise is called jail delivery.
Okay. I heard it's in quarter, because I heard what you said
is supposed to be quarterly.
He has finished the first
quarter. Yes, it's supposed to be quarterly. If there is, it's not very easy. It involves a lot of logistics.
Okay.
It's also a lot of capital, because to bring all the costs and sit. So, and again, if he has the time, all the time, it's supposed to be.
You have told us some of the reasons. Some of the reasons that people might be that might fall under that jail delivery if you have overstayed your sentence, if you have terminal ill health. Are there criteria to picking people?
Yes, there are criteria.
Okay.
That's why I said, like, those who have overstayed, long stay in the prison.
So every prisoner, once you come in, whether you're awaiting trial or not, they are aware, okay, you came in on the first day of January 1978. You have been here for so years. You have no.
And maybe the offense is supposed, if you are sentenced, the crime attracts maybe 5-year jail term.
And he has spent more than 7 years awaiting trial.
Or maybe somebody was given bail condition. For example, they told you to go and look for your senator to sign for you. Maybe somebody who carried somebody's material in a cocker, who stole something like that. And then one of the bail conditions is that you go and look for somebody who has CFO of land in Oka, or maybe he has to meet his traditional ruler, or the president of town union, which is not very easy for a common man in the village. If you're a DG of a town, or somebody you don't know, you just carry your CFO and give him. That type of bail condition is stringent.
But why do we set stringent conditions like that we know that people cannot actually? And I ask as a lawyer.
Yes.
Because not just because I know you're a lawyer and then you're also the director.
Yes,
so I would marry both of them
yes,
together.
I wouldn't like to talk much on that because if you look at it, bail as a measure is a discretionary. Judge has the discretion to grant you bail or not. So this is discretionary. There is no standard form.
Okay.
It's a judge's discretion to grant bail, and the judge has so many things he has to look at. The ratio disdenda, as we call it in law, of that case, and you also look at the gravity of the offense, and then the possibility of the person jumping bail.
So if you feel all those things,
the most stringent.
Yes.
But at times they are human beings may over. Aside that discretion, the law expects them to do it judiciously and judicially.
How many people so far? I know they did in different jail prisons in Anambra. How many people in sum total benefited from this jail delivery? 61 people. Is there and is the exclusive priority of the Chief Justice, the Chief Justice of any state?
Yes.
You quoted the part in the Constitution that gives him that.
Yes.
Is there a number that he can? Yes.
No.
So he can choose to do a jail delivery for 100 people, 1,000, 10 people.
As many
as
that are meritorious.
Okay.
Because there must be criteria.
Absolutely.
And those that are, in some other time he may go, because that only very few fall into the criteria. And next one he may go, because that as many people as 100, 200 fall into the criteria. Is at liberty.
So he's at liberty to determine after giving them a fair hearing to look at their case.
They will be heard. They are allowed to hire lawyers there. The government lawyer will also be there to talk.
Okay.
So it's a full court.
It's a full court with different cases. Everybody just there. Now, there was something you said when we were talking about criteria for jail delivery, and then you had pointed out that sometimes the case file for the inmates, maybe with the public prosecutor, they might not have the case file still, but you are still in the prison is still in custody of the person that is being held. So in instances like that, without the intercession of the chief judge, what happens to inmates like that?
The only thing we can do if he overstays, we can use our welfare office to try and find out what has happened. Why is he staying? Why is he not having a lawyer?
Okay.
Or we can also, through our welfare, link him to a lawyer.
So the prison has welfare services that provides legal advice for
they link them. In some stations, we have lawyers.
Okay.
That the lawyer will work as intermediary between the prison authority and the Minister of Justice and the court.
Oh, okay. So there's no how that even if the police they don't have your record, the prison itself, that is an informative,
we'll take it up and then find out why.
Another thing people worry about is we'll still talk about the congestion of prisons and the poor funding that the prisons, usually get, or the poor fundings that feeding and other medical services that prisoners always complain. But let's start with this. When we talk about rehabilitation, you had mentioned that when like these people now that have been released, the 60-something people.
Yes.
What process does the prison system get involved in ensuring that they don't come back to the prison? Or do you just say, okay, we have released you, you're on your own, bye-bye, go? Or you have, I don't know, processes that you can be sure that you're monitoring that person and the person is not going back to the same thing that brought him there?
You see, the truth of it is that if you look at it, this judge, when the chief judge is coming for a visit, he's coming mostly for awaiting trials. Those whose cases have not been, those who have not been sentenced.
Okay.
That the majority of the world is coming.
Okay.
And that's why we are talking and crying about prison congestion.
Yes, it's a problem.
Because the prison therapy or the prison treatment for reformation and rehabilitation is supposed to be designed mostly for those who have been convicted.
Yes.
But incidentally, these that are convicted are less than 25% of the entire prison population.
I heard that, and I was going to ask you the fact that we have more people awaiting trial.
So that becomes a problem because it's difficult to make a provision for somebody who is awaiting trial. He can go to the court tomorrow and leave.
Okay.
You cannot determine his stay. Okay. But those that have been convicted,
do you know, like Mr. A is here for 5 years.
The school is
yes.
So that's why we are always crying and we frown at the congestion, because this congestion is awaiting trial in nature, more in favor of awaiting trial. And but if it is in, we actually need to do more, everybody, because the congestion is not caused by the prison authority.
So what can we do?
Because what we do
as a society,
yes,
as a government, what will you advise us to do?
One, the first thing we have to do, we have to look at our laws.
Okay.
If you look at it, our laws now are talking of sentencing, imprisonment, custodial imprisonment. That's put him in a custody. But if we explore the Administration of Criminal Justice law, the act that the Anambra has investigated, it's got that act made a lot of provisions for alternatives to imprisonment.
What are the alternatives?
Like parole, like suspended sentence, like community service,
okay,
like fine option, and among others. The idea of this is that those that have minor things, they don't need to be in custody.
Yes, in custody. Okay.
If that is religiously implemented, it will go a long way in congesting the prison population. That is one side of it. Second side of it is that also parents should also do more, because it's the failure on the part of the site that's what is translated into
the congestion.
And the government also has to, because most of these youth that are in the prison, most of them are not employed. And when they are not employed, they become devil's workshop. The tools for devil to use. Some of them miscreants because they are not employed, gainfully employed. So the government should also do more to create employment. The parents also should our educational system should also look at educational system that is not bookish in nature. What I mean by bookish, that's
on the certificate of vocational skills.
So that is another side of it. Even at the prison level too, we also try to introduce craft, computer training, university where we have primary school in Oka prison, we have secondary, we have university.
So who goes to those schools?
Inmates.
Primary school?
Yes.
Secondary school?
Yes, for those who have failed before, whose parents we now make them as the last option for them to get educated.
Oh wow.
Right now we have two of them who are running their masters in Oka prison.
That's interesting. So we actually have a university
during the matriculation, NTA was there in their matriculation.
Oh, I think that's what people don't really know.
Yes.
That there's actually an educational system that the prison services, especially in Anambra State, is nationwide.
Even now, we have running PhDs in not more that, because I saw the total number of inmates in school in Nigeria.
In different courses?
Yes, different courses.
They're inmates, they're kept in custody, but they have the advantage of
education.
Oh, that's very interesting. That's very interesting. And then when they come out, they get reabsorbed back into society.
Yes, even though our law also has.
I was going to ask you, because there are some things they say.
Which I look.
Once you're an ex-convict, it doesn't give you restitution.
Yes.
Once you're an ex-convict, people are skeptical about employing you.
Even myself personally,
you can't even get a government
I don't like that aspect of the law. And because if you look at it, the Constitution, Section 36 and 12 for thereabout of the 1999 Constitution has amended. talked about you cannot be punished twice on one offense, double jeopardy.
Double jeopardy.
And this one now, I saw this as a glaring double jeopardy because somebody who has served 5 years imprisonment,
then the society
is now coming here asking whether he want to buy jump form. He asked whether he has been sentenced before. So I see it that law is incomplete to that section of that constitution. And I think the government should look at it. And
civil societies, are they aware of this? Because I have
met a case in one or two places.
Yes, double jeopardy,
yes.
There's nothing you feel. You want to work in APS or any other form, they always ask you, have you been an ex-convict?
And is it on to you? Something the person has served and be punished for. So to me, that law is incomplete to that section that frowns or say that nobody should punish twice in one of offense.
I think that's a very good point. And then we'll see how we can. I'm sure the media will help you drive this because it doesn't make sense where someone has been punished once and then you come back to the society and the society cannot reabsorb you. But it was a very, from a layman's point of view, I don't know how your training is, but people normally are intimidated and frightened by anybody that looks like a thief, a criminal. But you live with them day in, day out. Your officers live with them. How secure do you people feel in that kind of environment? Because for someone to be blessing you, you really need a lot of guts to be, one, you're outnumbered.
Yes.
In terms of population.
Yes.
They're more than the prison officials.
Yes.
So how do you control and ensure, one, there's no prison break?
Yes.
And then you as your personnel too are also safe.
The truth about is that the prison officer is unappreciated gold. Why did I say that? Among security agencies, I think we have the greatest number of educated men.
The greatest number?
Yes.
Okay.
Among security agencies. I can say it without, if anybody let him go and take the census.
Okay.
So, what am I saying? Because we are the current prison administration headed by Alhaji Jafar Ahmed. He is so passionate about staff training, staff development, training. And because of our training, most of us trained in psychology, we are trained in philosophy, in religion, in human psychiatry.
Yes,
we have all this
humanities. Yes. Humanities.
We understand the human person. Even a madman, we bring him to the prison, we know how to approach him. He will not do it because of our nature of our training. Because we don't use this force
all the time.
We let him. That's why somebody who is condemned to death, one prison officer can carry him. The prison officer will make him to understand that we are part and parcel of him, that we share with his agony, that we understand his problem, that we are making a good case for him, that we sympathize with him, we show empathy. That now has a lot to do with the behavior of the suspect because he will feel even when he's violent outside the prison. Once he comes to the prison world, we know how we approach him. He'll be so calm.
Okay, that's good to know. Female prisoners. I know men will outweigh what's your female prison facilities like?
One
average, because I know that you have more congestion in the male.
Yes.
Where
the congestion in the female is not much.
The congestion in the female is not as much.
The female population I think should be about 20-something.
20-something% of the whole.
20-something. The number they're not many.
Oh wow! Okay.
27 or thereabouts.
Okay.
So they're not as many as
the men.
And within that, and the female section is always a prison within prison.
I know. That's what I was asking.
And demanded by women.
Okay, so all the officers there, female officers.
Yes, they're female.
Looking after them.
Female will always be in charge there.
Okay.
A man cannot go there without being escorted by a female.
Okay, sorry.
So and we make provision. Last time I know CGPS, my CGP is also very much disposed and very much passionate about human rights of female inmates, particularly. I know this year, last month, they brought even for babies in the prison. We brought in both napkin or bathing, food items or nan and lactogen, this and that. Those things that And they are brought for these people.
Okay, people bring them.
No, the prison management.
Okay, the prison management actually issues it out.
Yes.
But when you say babies in the hospital, the prison, do mothers give birth there? Or when they are arrested, they come along with their babies if they are nursing mothers?
Both of them.
Okay. So
mind you that when you commit a crime, the law will not ask you whether you are pregnant or whether you delivered. You understand me?
Yes.
So somebody may be pregnant and then maybe involved in kidnapping or in any crime, he will be arrested. And when we arrest him and then the court will sentence him to imprisonment or detain him as a waiting trial, he may give birth. He's already pregnant before he commits. And mind you, this child is not a prisoner. But because the law anticipates that somebody, pregnant woman or nursing mother, because somebody can carry baby, small baby.
Yes.
If you allow the baby to go without the mother, the baby will die.
Yes.
Because of the passion we have to ensure that baby does not die, the baby will be brought into the prison. And our people look after the baby, give food, maintain the baby, give her all the necessary things that are affordable in the prison. And the idea is that when the baby is 1 year and 6 months, 18 months, that's where the maximum period the law allow the baby to
stay. So once the baby is above that, then
yes, you win that because you're not a prisoner.
Okay, I'm happy the government takes care of. The general misconception is that prisoners are poorly looked after, whether you are waiting. So, in terms of education, you have let us know that there is an educational system that the government still puts in place for all cadres of education, which starts from primary school to secondary school, and all the way up to university.
Yes.
What about the private sector? Nigeria is not so strong about the private sector. We do a lot of reliance on government.
Yes.
Everything must come from government. Feeding, funding, everything must come from government.
Yes.
However, as society is evolving, we know that we need to get private partnership too involved. So I don't know, are there organizations that come out and say, okay, you know what, we want to support in this humanitarian
There are many organizations. The Catholic Church, the Anglican Church, some other Pentecostal churches. That would be wonderful.
Okay.
If you go to, let me say, Nature prison, for example, there are chapels there, built by the Catholic Church. There's another one by the Anglican Church. There's even the other church in the barracks by the Catholic Church, another one in the barracks again by the Anglican Church. And last year, the Catholic Archbishop of Nature built and handed over a multi-million naira. That workshop took them about for 7 million naira.
A workshop?
Workshop.
What for? What was the workshop for?
It's a multi-facet, because a section for computer, a section for shoe making, a section for about 7 different
skills acquisition.
Yes.
Okay.
And he has also started furnishing them, because he said he will furnish them to more than you need about 100 million to do the furnishing.
Okay.
To put them to standard of he wants.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a prototype they got from outside Nigeria too. And I'm telling you, I don't think there's any prison in Nigeria that has that opportunity. If by the time His Grace must have finished furnishing that place, it will be one of the best anywhere in Africa by the Catholic Church.
Okay.
I'm not talking of other. Sometime last year too, the Bishop of the Niger, he gave us about how many mattresses? About 100 mattresses. The Bishop, the Anglican Church at the time also donated the bus. Catholic Church had donated the bus before, donated even last year, one other wagon for hospital movement. And apart from that, there are other NGOs, like Obi Jackson Foundation. He feeds all the prisoners in Anambra State, I think it's 2 times or once every month. Obi Jackson.
So once every month, he feeds
all the prisoners. I'm not talking of feeding, he's not feeding, he's feeding that even outside that will not enjoy. Obi Jackson Foundation.
Wow.
I have so many other ones like there are so many of them.
Philanthropists.
There are so many. If I have they're accountable now.
Okay.
And remember again, individuals too. Some individuals they come there to do birthday. So they come there to then the other government to do the other. Like last time I know, last year December, His Excellency Governor Willie Obiano they attended the mass at Aguata prison.
Yes, I saw that.
During that time, I was there. Thank you, the wife.
There was confirmation they did for.
Thank you. He was the sponsor of those inmates.
Yes,
he donated a bus, brand new bus, a transformer because they hadn't had light, and even the road now that is working on the road, even the building, some of the buildings that were leaking because of the felt they used was not properly done. He has already sent people that are already working on it. Also, like Oka prison last year, the section of it fell down. His Excellency intervened. And
because these are federal projects, right?
Yes.
So ideally, it should be a federal project.
So
but the governor is still intervening for those ones, irrespective of the fact that it's not project.
Even the motor I carry come, I think that motor was donated by Anambra State government. That is the loss I came with.
Okay.
So they have been wonderful. Among others, that and the prison management also, this particular prison authority management, they have been wonderful. Like when you are talking about feeding, I think their feeding is better than any secondary school feeding, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Go and check into anybody's school and compare their feeding with that of the inmates.
Because the point we're trying to make is
so
that
there has been an
people
upgrade.
don't lose their humanity, because that's what we feel that once you're in the Nigerian prison system,
they use shower, they use shower to bath. Go and check. That was everywhere. The instrumentality of the prison authority and the government.
Okay.
So medication. Last year, as they say, you will become tired of going to Abuja to collect the drugs. Truckload of drugs. The ZKP has made everything. There's no 2 months. There will not be a truckload of drugs
delivered to each prison. Yes.
Mattresses, blanket, many beds, and the others. So there has been a lot of, and he makes sure that the contractors are paid. The one those who supply food and the others. As I went in. So to me, I think there has been a very serious, and to me so far, I think this present prison administration has done wonderfully better than other administrations I know. I'm 29 years in this service. I may not talk of those one I didn't know. So it has been wonderful.
Thus far, the prison reforms are working in Nigeria.
And he brought all this synergy and the training, because when you train their staff, when you have a competent staff, they will know how to approach. They would. Like myself now talking to you, I know I attended it. I was trained in US, International Correction Management Training Center, Cannon City, Colorado. And the training was on human right approach to prison management. By the courtesy of the prison administration, this prison CGP.
So let's talk about that human rights approach, because that's what most people feel that their rights are infringed on as prisoners. But I'm happy you have had training on that.
Yes.
So so do prisoners, whether those who have actually been sentenced or those who are still awaiting trial, is it in conformity with standard acceptable human rights practices?
Yes, it is. Because, as I told you, that place I was in one of the best in the world. And we had a comparative study of what is happening in Nigeria. One, that is our laws of prison regulation is tuned towards what we call the Mandela rules.
What's that?
Mandela rules is the international accepted best practices in prison management.
Okay.
Geared treating prisoners in relation to human rights.
Yes.
That's what we call the Mandela rules.
Mandela rules.
What people call before the standard minimum rule before, but later it was named or changed to Mandela rules.
Mandela rules. Okay.
So and the conformity to by Nigeria is more than 90%, because even bedding space, even though the law also made an exemption, so to say, because it said that you should abide by the rules as far as it's practicable. Your money, your funds can carry, and your level of development.
Okay, so and allow each state to allow their regularities. For example, where we have the problem now of awaiting trials over populating the actual criminals.
Thank you.
You're already constrained with the peculiarity that is relative to your own state.
Thank you.
Or to your own country, where other countries might not have that. Okay.
So and if you look at it, if you look at about human rights again, you're talking about punishment and strength. The prison authority conforms with that law totally, because I look at that law very well. I look at also the African Charter, Chapter 10, the African Charter of Human Rights, and then it's what that all what Nigeria has done in their Prison Act, Capital 29, 2004, is to adopt and conform with those laws. So I think in terms of human rights approach, prison authority has been, let's say, above in compliance. It may not be 100, but it's up to 80.
Yes. So it's up to 80.
But what I've done in other side, I attended a course in South Africa. I saw what their position is. I was in Maputo, Mozambique. I saw what their position is. And so I have had the opportunity of comparing
with other clients, and then we're
yes,
on that human rights, we're A,
yes,
like you said. The program is Security Focus. We're talking with Barrister Emmanuel Nwakeze, Controller Prison Service, Anambra State Command. Okay, sir, we've talked about human rights, we've talked about prison reforms, we've talked about jail delivery. There's something that is very important, which I don't think a lot of emphasis is on it. Juvenile courts, juvenile homes for children. So juvenile homes, do we have, I know a juvenile, I don't know what the legal status is, but I think anybody under the age of 17 is a juvenile.
Yes.
So do we have holding centers or juvenile homes for people less than that?
As at now, I will not say we don't have, because I know prison, we do have ghost house.
Yeah, I know that there were some people that the
ghost house are meant to accommodate young persons that are in conflict with the law.
What did you call them?
Postal homes.
Postal homes, okay.
The only problem we have, that is postal, we have one in Kaduna, one in Agokuta, one in Mina. Ilorin, sorry. Ilorin. Only 3.
In the whole 36
Thank
states.
you. And you see the distance. Secondly, there is none for female offenders. They're all for male. That becomes an issue.
A problem, yes.
But in Anambra State, I do know that Anambra State, they are making a lot of effort. Even last week, I was in a forum. We talked about all of it. Even there was time we inspected a place in Ghana, although I had my reservation because that place may not be enough. But I know the government is actually doing everything.
Okay.
I'm a member of the State Justice Sector Reform Team under the AG, and then our chairman, Honorable Justice Peter Obiora.
Okay.
He has been, his lordship has been so compassionate on how to make one work. Even there was time I know, and a consultant came and talked to us. And then I know the last time I had the opportunity of addressing the judges in Anambra State, one time there was there at this beautiful Gate Hotel. That was November or December, thereabouts. It was one of the things that I lamented about.
Okay.
That there's a great need, and they know. So all of us are working together assiduously towards realizing that objective. We are doing everything because we need the government to fast track.
Okay.
But the government is working on that.
Okay.
However, like during the jail delivery, all the people that I felt that are juvenile, I made the cases for them.
Because I read that
I made the cases for them. For his lordship, and the one I brought all because his lordship is also not happy detaining children in adult prison.
I guess because
he granted all of them
corrupted.
He granted all of them bail. All the people that I brought to his lordship, the Honorable Chief Judge, not just Vito Martin, he granted them bail. So he's even more worried than me and you. Apart from the mail, we said it. Test of burden is in the eating.
Yes. That's why I want to come and taste it.
Apart from food, just to come to a prison and look at the prisoner. To know, find out whether there's any difference between the prisoner and me and you. So they look more healthy than the two of me and you. That's honest. If you like, let us drive now and go there.
Okay, so that's where I think we'll just wrap it up because we have 1 minute. But I would say, yes. So let me give you 1 minute.
Yes, I just want to
wrap up the program.
To thank you, and then to also call on well-spirited individuals to know that visit to the prison is very free, doesn't need any protocol, that apart from rights, little application, and then that we are calling on people to come and remember that these prisoners are our brothers.
Okay.
90% of them are from Anambra State.
Okay.
So when any government plan, any government benefit they must be remembered.
Okay.
Remember, Bible enjoin us that when I was in prison, he did not visit me. It was counted as a being not being proper.
Yes.
So I'm calling on everybody to make a prison, come to the prison, celebrate your birthday, let them eat and remember them during Christmas, during festival.
Okay.
And then NGOs, individuals. Okay. You don't need anything, even that 1 naira thing or tissue or biscuit you give, it will benefit somebody. On that note, I want to sincerely thank you.
No, we're very more grateful for being our guest. So Barrister Emmanuel Nwakeze, Controller Prison Services, we want to thank you so much. 1, for being on this program. 2, for re-educating us and then letting us know that the prisons are not really what we, like, let me borrow your word, like the Somalia refugees, that now there's humanity in taking care of prisoners. And then we also encourage synergies between the arresting agencies to help decongest the prisons, because that's the only way we can ensure that the prisons become what they're supposed to be, a rehabilitative process for people. So all our callers, many thanks for calling us. The program is Security Focus. Join us same time next week. My name is Ifunanya Amathili. Do have a pleasant day.